Okay, welcome to Fahrenheit Performance Podcast, episode number 71.
71.
We have Kayato Ukai, right?
Yes, Kayato.
You're Japanese.
Yes, I'm Japanese.
Are you a runner or are you a triathlete?
I'm both like triathlete and runners.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are you? Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here today. Yeah.
Kayato, you've only been in Singapore for less than 6 months, right?
Less than 6 months. I just moved to here like 4 months ago.
Yeah? How do you like it so far?
It's been great.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think I like more than Japan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Our physio Taka
Yeah.
is the same. He's been here for 5 years now. He just loves Singapore. He just loves everything about it. Safe. He's lives in a condo. He's got a pool. He can train. It's
Actually, I'm living in HDB.
Are you? Oh, wow. You're living the true Singapore experience.
Yeah, but very convenient. There's a restaurant under the building, and then there's a barber shop.
Yes.
Yeah, and a clinic, and everything under the building. So it's very.
So what's your favorite Singapore food?
My favorite Singapore food is definitely chicken rice.
Okay, yes, I love chicken rice. I'll
So that's a Singapore food, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's Hainanese chicken rice, but originally from China, I guess. But it's definitely Singapore food. There's some good ones around here. I'll show you later.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so you are Japanese, but you also lived a little bit of time in America.
Oh yeah. When I was the university student.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd been there for the study, the English.
Yep.
And then there was nothing to do like.
But were you running and doing all triathlon back then as well? Or
No, I just focusing on the swimming.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of competitive swimmer back then. Mm-hmm. So I just focusing on swimming and study. Yeah.
Yep. You liked it? You lived the American dream for what 6 months or 1 year? Well, how long was it?
About 7 months, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. But not like an American dream. I just focusing on the study and swimming. Yeah.
You were a very good half marathoner, 1:16.
Well, 1:16.
You're a sub 3 hour marathoner.
Yeah.
Right?
I achieved the sub 3 just last month. No, on March.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Okay, so it's current. You're It's not like a past glory. It's like your current speed. Okay. So how did you start on triathlon? Why did you start?
So I just started the triathlon, I guess, 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then my friend invited me to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're a swimmer, right? And
Yeah.
If you're a swimmer and you can run, then why not just get a bike and do a triathlon, right?
I was not good at the running back then, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
After 5K run, my whole legs are so almost cramped.
Cramped up, yeah.
Yeah, cramped up, and a lot of muscle pains as well.
Yeah.
But gradually, I get used to running.
So in 3 years, you got down to a 1:16 half marathon.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really, really good.
Yeah. I think my endurance is already like built up by the swimming.
Mm-hmm.
So I just need to, train my legs and everything. Yeah.
So, how much do you train now to get? How much did you train to get to where you are now? Like,
I to be honest, I don't train a lot.
Okay.
Like around for the running, I just run less than 150 km in a month. Is that
no, in a month or in a week?
In a month? In a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 40K. 40K a week. Okay.
But I don't do the like jogging, easy jogging. Every time I run, I do like interval or high pace.
So very focused.
Very focused. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how I train the running. And then I do the like swimming also like at least once a week. And then also the bike, the cycling once a week.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're not going to call yourself you don't train the volumes of an elite athlete, but you still get pretty good results.
Yeah. I just like focusing on one training, not like don't want to waste the time, like not just like do the jogging, easy pace.
So every session has a meaning, and every session should contribute.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Every session has a meaning.
So have you raced in Japan as well?
Yeah, like I started my first triathlon race was 3 years ago, and that was in Kyoto.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I had a good memory.
Mm-hmm. And so you're hooked after that?
Yeah. And then at the first race, I started to running with helmet.
You forgot to take off your helmet.
I forgot to take out the frame helmet. Yeah.
I think when I was 70.3, I started running I still had my cycling gloves on. So then I just put them and threw them under a bush. And then afterwards I went and got them. I went and got them back again.
Yeah. That was very amateur.
Yeah, of course. And then, so what are the big, if I was going to go to a triathlon in Japan, how is it different? Is it different from the triathlons here?
I would say it's kind of similar.
Yep.
But I like racing in Singapore because of the atmosphere, the chilling and everything. And I always run by the beach in here. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the view is nice.
The funny thing is that there's only one real place to do triathlons.
That's right.
So it's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's great.
But if you only do triathlon in Singapore, you're only going to do it in the East Coast, right? Unless you do T100. Yeah. But most of the triathlons are done in the same place. So you're either running clockwise or anti-clockwise, but it's a similar
very similar, yeah. In Japan, a lot of races are held in the city.
Okay.
Yeah, so
that's nice.
And then the best race was in Osaka, around the Osaka castle.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I swam the pond in the pond
lake.
In the lake around the castle.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all green.
Yeah. Yeah. I've done triathlon like that as well. And then, so I see on social media you are you run in East Coast. Yeah. And they've started calling the run the Shinkansen Run.
Yeah, Shinkansen.
That's you, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is that because the run is Japanese, or is that because the run is fast, or both?
So the Benku, the triathlete, the Benku was started to call our south training session as the Shinkansen Run. Mm-hmm. I think it is because of Japanese and fast.
Okay, so it's a combination of
combination.
So what is that? It's because it's becoming quite popular now, right?
Quite popular now.
So if you've only been around for 4 months, it's popular now. So it became. But when you first started, how did you start that?
So actually, the south training was started last year ago.
Okay.
Yeah. Just before the product was launched, we already started the.
So you're talking about Saurus, the brand,
the
Imperial brand, right? You're talking about. So you work for Saurus. I think we'll get to that later. But so when you first came here, you started the run as sort of like getting to know the brand and sort of community of engagement, right?
Yeah, that's the way to start the market.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
With community first.
So how many people showed up for the first run?
First run, around 20 or 20, almost only Japanese.
Okay.
But now, every session, around 50 or 60 runners are joining, and then combined with the Japanese and Singaporean runners.
Yeah, of course. So how many times, is it like once a week or?
It is twice a month. So the one session is a long run, 20 to 25 km.
Yep.
Marathon pace running. And then the other one is the interval, middle interval, 3 times 5 km. Yeah.
You guys don't mess around, huh? It's either hard or harder. And then everyone's running fast?
Everyone running fast, less than 5 minutes pace.
Okay, so there's no one that's just jogging along. It's actually more runners than joggers. So if someone wanted to join, where would they join, or they have to text you, or how does someone get involved?
So we have an Instagram account, Amino South Singapore.
Okay.
So we always announce our training session when we will be on the Instagram. So you can just DM me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what time does it start on?
6 a.m.
6 a.m. on a Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday. Okay. So then, if it's 25K, you said, right? So it's going to be
20 to 25.
2 hours of running.
Yeah.
2 hours. And then is there a tent that you can drop your stuff and things like that?
Yeah, we have a tent.
Okay.
And we have the kind of banners.
Yep.
Yeah. So that.
Cool. Okay. So the first time I saw you on Instagram was a couple of weeks ago.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah.
You woke up, did a half marathon.
Yeah.
Then went home, had a shower,
Yeah.
went and did the Singapore International Triathlon,
That's right.
and then won it.
Yeah, I won it.
So, what? Let's just go through that. Why?
Yeah, sure.
Why did you do that? What was going through your mind? What happened?
Like, there's no like the I cannot do like in Japan because the most of the half marathon event is held in winter
Okay.
and
None of the triathlons are.
and the triathlon in summer.
Yeah. Okay.
And then also in Singapore as well, but in the Singapore as well, like there's two events in the same morning.
Yeah.
It's very rare, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, when did you realize that it's like Mars and Jupiter lining up in the sky, right? When did
Yes.
you realize that both of them were going to be at the same day on the same?
Yeah, so I just firstly I decided to run the 2XU half marathon,
Okay.
and then after that I looking for the other triathlon race,
Yeah.
what race I can be,
Uh,
and then I found it, the triathlon race, and then see the date. Oh wait, this is the same day on the half marathon.
yeah.
Oh, what time it start? 8:30.
Yeah, because you can't swim in the dark.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why it's started like
8:30.
later.
Oh wait, I probably I can do the both, even half marathon and triathlon.
Yeah.
It will be very. I thought it will be very interesting, so I just decided to go.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then so, step by step,
yeah.
half marathon was 4:30 in the morning, right? Something
Yes,
like that.
that's
So
right.
it's-
Of yeah, 4:30. Yeah.
Okay. Your half marathon time is 1:16. I'm assuming you didn't run so fast. on that
Yeah.
race. How fast did you run that half marathon?
So my half marathon was the 1:30 because I started from the Pen D. so the people are so crowded.
Is that because you enrolled late?
Yeah.
Like you signed up
Yeah,
late?
yeah.
Okay.
So
So if you did 1:30, which is that's still a very fast half marathon time, right? Then you finish 4:30, 6 o'clock.
yeah, so started 4:30 and then around 6 a.m.
You cross the line.
Yeah.
Okay. And then get your medal, get the
Get
towel,
the towel.
get your bag.
Straight back to the home.
Okay. But do you live in the east? Is it at least in the same direction or?
Yeah, I live in near the like ECP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah, that's
So you finish at 6. You probably walk out of there 6:30. You get home by 7, maybe.
like around 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have a shower and just get
Yeah, I did a shower.
shower
And then get the
get your tri-suit on,
Yeah,
get your
yeah.
bike,
Yeah, the
go
bike,
to
go to the
event.
Yeah.
So you get to the event 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock, 7:30.
Yeah, 7:30 around 7:30.
Okay, and then what time was your race start for the triathlon?
8:30.
Okay,
Yeah.
8:30.
Yeah.
So you check in, you put your bike in, everything done.
Yeah.
Then how did it feel when you started the triathlon?
Actually,
Were you
to be-
still like your legs still very tired?
No, actually, to be honest, like I felt so fresh.
What?
There's
Maybe adrenaline or something.
adrenaline or something, but for sure because of our product.
Okay.
Yeah, so-
in between you're eating your gels and you're drinking
Yeah.
your recovery mix.
Yes.
And that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you swam, were you like first out of the water? Were you middle of the pack or what were you, how did your swim go?
I
You're a
swam-
swimmer, right? So
Yeah.
you should be quite
I
good.
swam up in the in the first.
Yeah, you're in the lead.
Yeah, in the
Okay.
lead.
So you led the whole race from start to finish then?
Yes.
So you came out first and then you got the bike.
Yeah. Finishing first in bike.
So it's only like 20 kilometers or something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Sprint distance. Okay.
Yeah.
And then 5K run.
5K.
Oh, it's easy compared to a half marathon, right?
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
And then did you expect to like when I heard that you did both, I expected you just to sort of plod along, jog a little bit, and just be able to say I did both. But you won overall, right? Not just
Yeah.
mention.
Overall. Yeah.
Did you expect to do so well?
Yeah. I expected actually.
Okay.
Yeah. I really want to win.
Okay.
Really wanted to win the triathlon, and then I want to show anything is possible.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I believe I can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you finished it. You won. Then what? Did you just lie down and have a?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to recover from that?
Yeah. I absolutely. I took the powders,
Yeah.
our BCA powders.
Yeah.
And then go to the home and like 2 hour, 3 hour. I tried to sleep, but I couldn't.
But your heart is still pumping.
Because the adrenaline is still going on. So,
but the thing is, you probably woke up at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, 2 o'clock.
To get to the 4:30 start, right?
Yeah. But I couldn't sleep there.
Okay. So then you're talking about the gels, right?
Yeah.
You work for Saurus, which is a gel company.
Yeah, supplement company.
I was doing my homework about your company.
Yeah.
And you're a fast runner, 1:16 to sub 3 hour marathoner. But your CEO is a 2:25 marathoner.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not just fast. That's like elite level, right?
Kind of elite.
It's very like he would qualify for the SEA Games if he was never SEA Games runner, right?
Right.
So did he start the company or was it?
Yeah, he started the company.
Okay.
Yeah, so
From his background of endurance.
Yeah.
Endurance
let me introduce the history of the company. So the CEO Koji, named Koji, started this company, the House.
Yep.
The reason why he started this company was just for him.
Okay, so he was mixing his own stuff.
So he started to running like 10 years ago, and then he tried to improve himself, like the performance.
Yeah.
And then he wants to have good supplement, good ingredients to improve the performance, but he couldn't find any. So he just started to make his own supplement.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the beginning of
Is he a nutritionist or a chemist or anything like that? Or he's a runner, he knows what works for him?
He was not actually the runner also. Like he just he owns a lot of business.
Okay.
Yeah, he just
entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. And he just started to.
It's funny. There's another company that does products like this. It's called Scratch Labs, right? Scratch Labs also started the same similar way. They were making products for the cyclists in the World Tour, and then they got popular, and then the other cyclists wanted their product, and then other people heard about it, and they started wanting to do it. So then it became a company, it became a proper company, right?
Yeah.
So Saurus, you make gels for running, for endurance sports.
Yeah,
right?
for endurance sports, like it could be used for like cycling, triathlon, and running and trail race.
Trail race, trail running. Okay, and then also drink mix.
Drink missile. Yeah.
Okay. What else do they make?
The powders.
Okay.
Yeah, amino acid powders. Like we have the lineup, the amino salts elite, which is basically for pre-racing and after racing recovery.
So before and after the race. Okay.
And then another powder is for like amino loading. It's called amino loading salts.
So you're loading up your body, like carb loading, but you're amino loading, right?
Yeah.
So I guess and the full name is Aminosaurus, all right? Or
the company name is South Japan.
Saurus Japan.
But product name is amino salts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously you're using amino acid or as one of the special ingredients. So what's so special about amino acid that you feel like you need to name?
So the main reason function of the amino acid is protect your muscle from the damage.
Okay.
During the race or during the training also. And then also you need to have definitely you need to have the carbohydrate.
Because a lot of gels and a lot of recovery stuff.
Yeah.
It's about how many grams of protein, how many grams of carbs can you take an hour, and how much electrolytes, right? For replacement of sweat.
Yeah.
But then amino acid is like a fourth ingredient, right?
Fourth ingredient, kind of. So a lot of athletes care about, in Singapore, a lot of athletes care about like only the carbohydrate, the calories, and electrolyte, the sugars.
Well, that's what all the other people are talking about. And that's what podcasts and you hear them talking about during the races are taking 150 carbs an hour, and then Cam Wood takes 20 gels every hour or something stupid like that, right?
Yeah, but actually there is a limitation to store the carbohydrate in your body.
Okay.
So once you consume not all the, like at the same time you take the energy from the muscles as well.
Okay, so once you've used all your carbs, you start to break down the muscles.
break down the muscle. Right. So to prevent that, we need to have the amino acid.
Okay, so the amino acid buffers the energy stores or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Is it about during the exercise you're doing this, or is it before? You said before and after, right? Is there
It can be used both.
okay?
Yeah. So for the gel, you can use during the race,
Okay.
but the powders you can use pre-racing,
Okay.
like and take the amino acid before the race, and then protecting the muscles.
Mm-hmm.
And during the race, you can use the gels, and then there are 4 gels: 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
And then the number is indicating the order to take during the full marathon. Yeah.
I was texting Ben Koo about before this.
Oh yeah.
And I said, "How do you like the gels?" And he said, "They're great.
Oh.
I like number 1 and number 3." And I'm like, "What does that mean?" And I'm looking at what is number 1, and now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Number 1 and number 3 is like
Yeah.
pre and middle of.
Yeah. So for the gels,
So you take it in that sequence: 1, 2, 3, 4.
yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 and 3, 0, 1 and 0, 3 are caffeinated, and 2 and 4 are non-caffeinated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then so, do the other gels not have amino acid, or do you just have more of it? What is?
Most of the gels, other brand gels, doesn't contain the amino acid.
Doesn't contain it at all.
But yeah, some of them have contains amino acid, but our gels main ingredients are amino acid, but contains also the carbohydrate and it's citric acid. Citric acid can affect like reduce your fatigue during the race.
Okay.
Yeah, and then also like very special like amino acid, the beta alanine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Beta carotene, right?
Yes.
And then I'm seeing your product downstairs, Key Power Sports.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that your main distributor, or is it via online as well, or is it
our main distributors?
okay? How long has the product been in Singapore? Just as long as you've been here?
Yeah, I think the product was launched on end of February.
This 2025.
Yeah, 25. So only 2 months.
True. Okay, so it's come quite a long way in this. Yeah. So all of the runs that you do. So when you moved to Singapore 4 months ago, your job was to launch this product in Singapore, right?
Yeah.
And then is Singapore your base, or are you? And then you go into Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, or is Singapore the only market that you're serving?
So now in South Asia, the Singapore is only the market, but we're trying to expand the market whole over the Southeast Asia, like Malaysia and Thailand.
Yeah.
We already have the South team in Thailand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a Saurus team in Thailand.
And then trying to make another team in Indonesia and Malaysia.
So is that how you are sort of penetrating the market? Is community based?
Yes,
you are setting up a run club. Going for runs, and then at the end of the run, maybe you can try a gel.
Yeah.
And then from there, you slowly, but you're not coming in and there's power. You're marketing everything.
That's right. Yes.
Is that how the company in Japan also grew?
Yeah. So now we have the South team in Japan. I think more than 25.
Wow.
25 all over the Japan.
Yep.
And then other than in Japan, we have Hong Kong, Thailand, and then here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I see those pictures of all the runners, and then like a black Saurus banner, and then Saurus, and then underneath it would be the chapter or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then Singapore would be here for it.
Yeah.
So then the company's been around for what, eight years?
So the company is it's been already 8 years now.
8 years.
Yeah, in Japan.
Okay. And then it's quite popular in Japan.
Yeah, so the sales on the internet is the number one already.
Okay.
Yeah, among the marathon gel.
So then when you come to Singapore, nobody knows you.
Yeah.
You're trying to break into the market.
Yeah.
What are the biggest hurdles that you've come across so far?
Yeah.
Is it people just like their gels that they always use, and then they don't want to try something new, or what is the hardest?
Yeah. So the most struggle things is most of everybody doesn't familiar with the amino acid, and then what they don't know why is it important? Why is the amino acid important for the endurance of the sports exercise?
Yeah.
So that's the most struggle things that I have. So I think we need more, like, I would say, education
Okay.
to the people.
Yeah.
Why, to get to know.
So
why.
like run club, you can write all the like let's just say here, right? You can write on the run club here.
Yeah.
You stand up and then you have some product on the side.
Yeah.
And then you give it like a talk about it, and then maybe go for a run after that or something like that, right? Just so people understand what it is, why it's
Why it is so important.
or sounds like you need a big marketing campaign of teaching people of this sort of stuff, because it's quite difficult, especially when people when something works for them. A lot of times they don't change,
Right.
like shoes,
Right.
like cycling saddles,
Right.
because they don't want to, especially for something that maybe it won't sit well in the gut, right?
Yes.
Is it are your stuff, is it natural, or is it a sort of half and half, or is it easy to drink? Like I haven't tried.
It is a very natural thing, and then it's very easy to drink. It's between like liquid and sticky.
Yeah.
So it's between like more jelly and liquid.
Okay.
So you can drink without the water. So yeah. It's,
So you can just tear it off and eat it like that.
Yeah.
And it's only a gel or a drink mix, right? There's no big packet.
No big packet.
Okay. I saw Benku is on board.
Yeah.
Vanessa is also on board.
Yeah.
What is their role in what you're trying to do?
Yeah. So they are both the top athlete in Singapore. Like Benku has the national level for Ironman in Singapore, and then Vanessa also.
She seems to have every single every single distance running, right? She's a pure runner though.
Yeah, pure runner. So yeah.
Are they ambassadors, or are they testing your product and giving feedback?
They are ambassadors for the house. And I'd like them to prove like the house product can be effective for the archery. And then also they can be the kind of teachers for the archery, young archery.
And they can test all the flavors, they can see which ones work, which ones don't work, right?
Yeah. And then I'd like them to like do kind of education to the young athlete and the amateur athlete also, why nutrition is so important. Yeah, to improve the performance.
Are they the only two ambassadors you have in Singapore, right?
Yeah, since now. Yeah.
Are you looking for more, or?
Yeah, we are looking for more.
You always look. So if I'm a young fast runner or fast triathlete, what are your criteria for ambassadors? Do they have to be good at social media, or do they have to be very fast, or they have what are you looking for?
Yeah, they should be the very good at the social media.
Yeah.
But also we want like more like have happy vibes.
Yeah.
Happy vibes, and always motivated, and then can motivate people. And then that's our,
because some of the, especially in running, some of the influencers or ambassadors aren't actually great runners. But they have a lot of people following their story. Right? Are you looking for those sort of people, or are you looking for the I'm proving that it's a good product because I'm very fast?
So I would say both. Like he can be the very good athlete, and then be also the
influencers. Yeah. Okay. And then, so Team Saurus, how big are you trying to get that? Like, what would be your ideal size?
You mean the training?
Yeah, the running team.
It could be more than 100, but I think the maximum is 100, because we always divide the pace group like into five groups or 6 groups. So so let's just say you start, the fastest group is, how fast is your fastest group? 4 minutes? So for the long run, the 20 to 25, we start the first group, the fastest group is go on like 350 to 355.
So that's quite, so that's like the Benkus, the Sean Goes, all those guys, right? They're running, doing their marathon training or something at that but you can't have 50 people running at that speed, right? Is it 410, like 350, 415, 430? Like, how do you?
Yeah, usually in the fastest group, like around 10 runners.
Okay.
And then 20 runners in the second group, like they go on like 410 pace or 420 pace. And then the slowest group is around the 5 minutes pace. Yeah.
But that's for 25 kilometers, right?
Yeah,
When we're not talking about 5-minute pace for 10K, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I saw your workouts are, they're not easy. 5 times 5K.
Yeah.
And
3 times 5K.
3 times 5K.
Yeah.
And then 25K long run.
Yes. We do the session twice a month now.
Okay. Okay. So then you've only been in Singapore for 4 months, right? What is your plan for yourself? And what is your plan for the brand? Because you are representing the brand as well, right? For, let's just say, after 1 year, where do you want to be? After 5 years, what do you want to happen?
Yeah, so for myself, like, I wanted to be like, I would say top athlete in Singapore.
For triathlon or for
triathlon.
Okay.
Because I need to get like famous for the brand.
You almost have to, because you're representing the product.
Yeah.
You almost have to be the product.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You have to show the product works.
I need to.
Right?
I need to prove.
Yeah, prove the product is working.
Yeah.
So you almost have to be at the front every time.
Yeah.
So people think, oh, it's working for him.
Yes.
Then it must work for me too, right?
Right.
Okay, I got it. And so for you, and then for the brand, where do you want to see the brand?
So,
are you trying to get into cold storage and NTUC? Like I see some other SIS in there and stuff like that. Or are you trying to stay with this niche market of just runners?
Yeah. So I want to expand the market in Singapore, like, and by the end of the year, when I do the like occasionally to the runners. Do you know the South brand?
Okay.
And then,
so you want everyone to at least know the brand.
And they know the 80% runners.
80% of runners, of serious runners, should know the brand.
Should know the brand.
So like, let's just use Morton, for example, right? If you ask a triathlete, what's Morton, they will probably be able to tell you, right? So you want to be, like that.
Right.
There's no sales target that you're trying to.
There's no sales target.
You're just trying to get brand recognition right now.
Yes.
And then also and then are you trying to get into Malaysia, Indonesia?
Yeah.
These sort of.
So the reason why we chose the Singapore market at first is it's the Singapore is a kind of center of the Southeast Asia. So once the product get popular in Singapore, we can go to another country.
Yeah. And if it works here, it should work there. It should work everywhere else.
Yeah.
And then is it particularly so in Singapore? A big problem is dehydration.
Yeah.
Right. Sweat loss, electrolyte loss.
Yeah.
How does? I guess your electrolyte drinks are just at least as good as the others in terms of that electrolyte replacement, right?
Yeah. So definitely we should have the electrolytes in the gels, like when you're racing this kind of very humid and hot conditions.
How do you personally like racing in Singapore? Like I'm sure
I really liked it.
You do? So running in Japan, you're running in the winter, right?
Yeah.
So you're never going to overheat. You can run, like my best half marathon times were in the winter time, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then I'm very bad at running in the hot.
Yeah. I like to sweat a lot.
Okay.
So I love racing this kind of tropical temperatures and conditions.
Okay. So what next for you? End of the year, you want to be trying to be as big as you can get.
Yeah. And then another target for myself is full marathon. I want to break the 2:45.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 15 minutes at a time, 15-minute blocks?
At the Kobe Marathon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the South is a sponsor of the Kobe Marathon.
Oh, no.
So you will have the big boost there. And then,
do you sponsor any local events or will you?
Yeah, we do. Like, we coordinate it, various events, like, from the scratch, like, we design the homepage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then design the color, the concept image and everything. We coordinate everything.
Okay, so in Singapore, are you going to be?
Yeah, we want to do that. Yeah,
do
we
that
want
as
to
well.
do that. Yeah.
Because there's quite a lot of running events that are in Singapore as well. It's just a matter of finding one that aligns with what you're trying to do.
Right.
Okay, Kayato. So what's the best way to get a hold of you? Is it Kayato_Saurus_global or Saurus_Singapore on Instagram?
Kayato Saurus.
Kayato Saurus, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I will put that on the screen.
Okay.
Everyone can get a hold of you. Thank you so much for coming down.
Thank you.
I really look forward to watching the company and watching you and doing, because you seem like you're doing great in the triathlon, right?
Yeah. Thank you for inviting me today.
No problem.
My pleasure.